The EnerTrac tank monitor may be used on any size or any shaped propane tank from a 120 to a 30,000 gallon storage tank. One size fits all, and it's a very simple install. I'm going to show you now how to do that. Before installing on the unit, you need to make sure that it will be heard by a receiver that's in the neighborhood. To do that, use an EnerTrac test transmitter. You simply put it on top of the tank, turn it on. It will then send a signal just like the tank monitor does that will go over the internet and back to your PDA device within 30 seconds. If you get that signal, you know you can install on that tank right now because you are in fact in network. If you are not receiving signals now, you have two choices. One is to install it, knowing that something has to be done to the network in order to augment it, meaning an LCR needs to be put in the neighborhood, something like that. Or you don't install it at all, and you just go on to the next tank and you tell the office there's no coverage here. The eSensors come 12 to a box and typically are stored in the driver's truck. He pulls one out in order to do the install for this account. The install is about as straightforward as it gets. You simply take the unit, drop the wire through the hole, and open the tank. The unit now simply plugs into the remote ready that's already on this tank. You're now essentially completed. You'd close the tank, pull the magnet to start the unit, stick it on top of the tank. We recommend using a zip screw through one of the arms so as to keep it permanently affixed to the top of the tank. Now, some do's and don'ts. The unit can't be on the tank on the side of the tank. This is a radio aerial. It needs to see coverage, so it needs to be on top. That's part of the reason that we want the screw there. The other reason we want the screw there is that so some kid doesn't take it, so the dog doesn't eat it, that sort of thing, so that it's permanently affixed to the unit. Now, once you've gone to install and you go to plug this into the remote ready gauge, you might discover that the gauge is stuck, meaning the mechanism inside the tank is stuck, a stuck gauge. There are two choices here. One is to fix this tank. To fix this tank means you evacuate the tank, you pull out the mechanism, you replace it with a new mechanism, with a new gauge, you plug in, you're ready to go. Some dealers don't want to do that. In that case, we would say, don't even put it on tank monitoring for now. Just leave it alone, leave it on degree day, and monitor the tanks that do not have a stuck gauge. Now, in our software, we will do a number of things to catch when a gauge is sticking. But you don't want to start out with it that way. So if you elect to put it on this tank, you want to put it because you know the gauge is working when you do it. If the gauge on the unit is not a remote ready, you need to replace that gauge with the equivalent remote ready. And there is a remote ready version available from every manufacturer that says, I need a Rochester 180 degree sweep gauge, and it will have a plug-in. If you can't get them from a supply house, which you can buy from EnerTrac a kit which has all the common gauge sizes, so you can do this right on the fly. Typically, the driver will keep this in the truck so that he can get that unit installed when he's there that time. The other final step to do here is, when you have finished the installation, spray the wire with a rodent spray. Keeps animals away, keeps them from wanting to come investigate or chew it. It's a sticky substance, kids don't like it, it works for a lot of reasons. So that's your basic install. It's installed, it's plugged in, you pull the extra tag off of it, and it goes on the delivery ticket, so that when you go back to the office, they know what serial number went to what customer. Again, any size, any shape tank, big, small, sideways, 120 gallon, 30,000 gallon. We have a solution for it.